There are a number of pedestrians in this clip who are waiting to cross. They are all potential hazards. As you're turning, a woman enters the road and crosses in front of you. As she causes you to slow down, she is classed as a developing hazard. There are two developing hazards in this video clip. As you turn in this road, you soon see a car emerging from the junction up ahead to your left. It becomes a developing hazard when it emerges and causes you to slow down. Further ahead on this road, you see a stationary black car signaling its intention to park on the left-hand side of the road. As soon as it starts indicating to park the car, it becomes a developing hazard. You come across two developing hazards in this video clip. Driving along this road, you see a white car emerging from the junction just after the zebra crossing. It becomes a developing hazard as soon as it emerges in front of you. Shortly after, as you negotiate a bend, you spot a yellow van with its hazard warning lights on driving across your side of the road in order to park. You slow down and pass the vehicle safely. As you drive along this road, you notice a van up ahead, parked on the side of the road. At this point, the vehicle is a potential hazard. You then see a man open the rear doors of the van, at which point it becomes a developing hazard. You slow down and drive around the van safely. On this road, you see a white van pull out from the junction up ahead to your right. There are parked cars on the side of the road. As a result of these parked cars and the size of the van, it encroaches your side of the road as it is turning. On turning, it is deemed a developing hazard. You slow down and pass the van safely. There are many pedestrians in this city centre area. As you approach a junction, a pedestrian crosses the road causing you to slow down. Later in your journey, you encounter a van which turns in front of you and into the side road. You slow down and wait for the vehicle to make the turn before turning into the road yourself. Driving in this city centre, you see a white van parked on double yellow lines with its hazard warning lights turned on. The van then indicates and pulls out onto the road in front of you. It becomes a developing hazard as soon as it does this. You take your foot off the gas and maintain your distance. As you drive down this busy city centre road, you notice a red bus pulling out on the opposite side of the road. Due to the size of the vehicle, the bus encroaches on your side of the road, causing you to slow down and move around the vehicle. It becomes a developing hazard as soon as it moves out. There are a number of potential hazards in this video clip, but one major developing hazard. After waiting at traffic lights, you turn into a road where you see a white van emerge from a junction up ahead on your left. As soon as it emerges, it becomes a developing hazard. At the same time, a motorcyclist zooms past you on your offside. You brake and allow the van driver to join the traffic. There are two developing hazards in this video clip. As you drive down this busy road, you see a cyclist up ahead to your left, just ahead of the car in front of you. The cyclist signals to turn right, causing the car in front of you to slow down. As soon as the cyclist moves in front of the car, it becomes a developing hazard because it causes the car in front of you to brake, which in turn causes you to brake. Further on, at a set of traffic lights, a pedestrian crosses the road just as you're preparing to set off. You take your foot off the gas, allowing the pedestrian to cross safely. As you turn into this road, you notice a pedestrian walking on the side of the road. She then wanders further into the road, thereby becoming a developing hazard. You slow down as she makes her way onto the footpath. Driving along this road, you spot a white van parked on the edge of the opposite side of the road. It is signaling to move into your lane. As soon as the vehicle pulls out and drives into your path, it becomes a developing hazard. This developing hazard occurs quickly. In traffic, a rickshaw cyclist sees an opportunity in the space in front of you to turn into a road. It becomes a developing hazard as soon as he passes in front of you. Always be wary of small vehicles such as cycles and motorcycles while in traffic. In your hazard perception test, you'll have more time to react to the hazard than in this clip, so don't worry if you didn't score full marks for this one. As you drive along this road, a man crosses the road in front of you. He becomes a developing hazard as soon as he approaches the road. In heavy traffic, you see a cyclist in the middle of road waiting to cross. As soon as he moves into the road in front of you, he becomes a developing hazard. You slow down and allow him to pass safely. After you set off from the traffic lights and turn left, a taxi driver performs a U-turn in front of you. The taxi becomes a developing hazard as soon as it starts to move into the space ahead of you. There are two developing hazards in this clip, both involving pedestrians. The first is the man in the red jacket running across the road. The second developing hazard is the pedestrians walking on the road next to the roadworks. After a wait at the traffic lights in this busy city center, you see a group of young cyclists dangerously heading in your direction. You slow right down and allow them to pass safely. Be aware that young road users are more likely to engage in unpredictable and haphazard behavior than older road users. After setting off from the traffic lights, a large vehicle merges into your lane. As it moves into your lane, it becomes a developing hazard. You take your foot off the gas and keep a sensible distance from this vehicle. As you turn into this road, you immediately see a zebra crossing with pedestrians waiting to cross. The pedestrians may be slightly difficult to see initially as they are wearing dark clothing. As soon as they approach the crossing, they become a developing hazard. After you move off from this set of traffic lights, you change lanes. However, there is a stationary hazard in the form of a van, impeding your progress in this lane. You slow down and move back into the lane to your left, when it is safe to do so. Driving along this street, you see a cyclist in the middle of the road waiting to join the traffic on your side of the road. While the cyclist is waiting in the middle of the road, he is deemed a potential hazard. As soon as he emerges onto the road, he becomes a developing hazard.